Shabbat Shalom. We're starting a little bit late, which is very much unlike us. But we got a lot going on this weekend. We're here for Shabbat. That's obvious. And if you saw your announcements emailed this week, we're going to have some special music as well. And there's this thing that's happening tomorrow and tonight that's kind of happening. It's kind of important. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It's kind of really important for the future of the Jewish people. It's a bar mitzvah. Where are you, Danny? Oh, there you are. You're not sitting with your family, so. But the younger members of your family. That's okay. You sit where you want to sit. Tomorrow you're going to sit up here. So yes, we are here this Shabbat to celebrate the coming of age, the introduction or the intro into manhood of Danny Cullen. Now, because of COVID, he's actually already a Jewish man. He already turned 13 a year ago. But because of COVID, things got pushed off. So when he's up here, just imagine he's 13. He's kind of short like I was, so it's probably not hard to do, right, Danny? But look how tall I am now. You got this to look forward to. Not this. Okay, well, hopefully at some point it'll work. So we're going to start, as we always do, with going around and asking for simchot, things that happened in your life, celebrations, birthdays, anniversaries, good things. Obviously, our entire congregation celebrates Danny and his family this weekend, but I'm sure there are other things that happened this week. Hands? Anybody? This is a first. Yes. Last Saturday morning. Excellent. In Gainesville? Wonderful. She experienced her first ever conservative congregational Shabbat service Saturday morning. That is a wonderful thing. Any others? Yeah. Hey, you had to welcome all your family here. That's pretty good. That's pretty important. They're not all staying at your house, though, are they? We can celebrate that, right? Ruth? Well, I am certain that it was. I'm certain that it was more wonderful for you and it was more wonderful for her than it was for you and Mildred. I'm complimenting them. If I said it was more wonderful for you, then I'm insulting them. So, I'm lost here. I can't win or lose. Yes, Akiva. Thursday, in 6 days. I am so surprised because we have Marion County students in here, and nobody has said that they're off from school. And it's not because of a hurricane. Any teachers in here that should be celebrating? No? I'm sorry? Hey, that's a good thing. That doesn't mean our children aren't going to be up early. That's just, Did you have your hand raised, Kitty? That's fantastic. So you're off from school too. So maybe you can actually breathe. That's wonderful. Oh, that's weird. He's got the live stream on his phone, and I can hear myself in echo and repeat. It's weird. Any other? Okay, so I'm going to invite my daughter. That's really weird. Mark, can you mute your phone? It's scaring me a little. I'm going to invite my daughter, Carly, to sing our opening song this evening. It is a version of the song Yihi Yu L'Ratzon. I believe I sang it. I tried to sing it a Saturday morning once before, but she will do it much better than I. So I'm going to turn my microphone off, and you can all hear this wonderful song.
Do I go? Okay. Yehiu leratzon imrefi vehegion libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri vegoali Adonai tzuri vegoali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai. This is going down. My rock, my redeemer, Yehiu leratzon imrefi, Adonai tzuri vegoali.
This is Native American clapping, and it's quiet. I did that once before. Maybe it'll work this time. And now it is my pleasure, as we turn to page 2 in our prayer books, to invite up Barbara Colin, Robert's mother, and Sandy Garrett, Robert's aunt, to light our Shabbat candles. Page 2. Yes, imagine it's Hanukkah.
Okay.
No, just use the candle.
Okay. Pick this one up. Okay.
We gave you the trick candles.
I see that. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom. I neglected to mention that we also have a visitor in the back, a member of the Ritual and Worship Committee in my old congregation in at Bethel in Knoxville. And apparently he told me he was going to be here this weekend, and I completely forgot. And so I looked over the corner, and I was like, oh, Mark is here. So that's a wonderful thing, too. So I'm glad you guys can all talk to him after the service. He's a really, really nice guy. Page 9. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Page 10, sing with me. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Please rise, turn to page 26 for Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, B'alma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, uv'izman kariv, V'meru, Amen. Ye'esh me Rabba mevorach, le'olam u'lol me'almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, Shmei de Kudusha Brechu, Leila min kol berchata v'shirata, Tush bechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma, V'meru, Amen. Join me in English on page 27. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days, lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. Page 28. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. Please be seated. We continue on page 30 with the Ma'ariv Aravim in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chochma poteach she'arim uvitvuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono Barei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or uma'avir yom umevi layla umavdil bein yom uvein layla Adonai tzvaot shemo El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. We continue singing Ahavat Olam on page 32. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kain Adonai Eloheinu v'shachmenu uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha v'nizmach bedivrei Toratecha uvmitzvotecha leolam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam valayla, nege yomam valayla, ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu leolamim, Baruch ata Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Ohev amo Yisrael. Please rise. We turn to page 34 for the Shema as I invite Carly to lead us.
I'm back. Whatever. Okay. Shema Yisrael. Shem kevod, Shem kevod, malchuto, leolam, leolam vad.
Please be seated, and I invite Danny up to help me with the V'ahavta. Page 36. Pay no attention to the screen or the man behind the screen. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh Asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha V'hayu l'totafot bein einecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'item kedoshim le'Elohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Great job. We continue on page 39. Responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Yai lai lai la lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 ya la lai lai lai. Yai lai la lai lai yai lai la lai lai. Yai lai 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 ya la lai lai lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nehedar ba'kodesh. Norate hilot osefele. Norate hilot osefele. Malachutecha ra'uvanecha. Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze Elianu ve'amru, Ze Elianu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Now, on page 44 is Vishamru, and I have my computer out here tonight because I was going to have you watch one of my favorite versions of this song sung by cantor Lorna Desnick, who is no longer in Atlanta, which is where she was when she filmed this. So you're not going to be able to see it, but I'm going to put my headpiece here up with the computer, so hopefully you'll be able to hear it, which is more important than seeing it. Okay, so let me turn the music on. See if it was connected to I wouldn't have to do this. One of the setbacks of being in a brand new building is that we have to figure things out as we go. I think I got it now. Just listen. Can you hear it? We rise together and turn to page 46 for tefillah. Adonai, sefaitai tivtach, ufi agite hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chaste Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shmo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atarav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech memit, Umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yihallelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. Page 55. Disturb us, Adonai, ruffle us from our complacency. Make us dissatisfied. Dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Shakas Adonai, deny to us the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, She'odcha levadecha b'yira na'avod. We continue singing Shalom Rav on page 60. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atau melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atau melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol eit uvechol sha'a bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. We continue on page 63. Please read with me at the top of the page. Create a pure heart within me. Let my soul wake up in your light. Open me to your presence. Flood me with your Holy Spirit. Then I will stand and sing out the power of your forgiveness. I will teach your love to the lonely. The lost will find their way home. Adonai, open up my lips, and my mouth will declare your praise. In my first congregation in Atlanta, Georgia, outside of Atlanta, in Marietta, we had a cantor soloist, and the song that we're going to do that Carly and I are going to do in just a few moments was a song that only occurred on the High Holy Days. And there was a particular couple of singers who's Elohim Tzor. Yeah, it was during the High Holy Days. No, I'm getting there. When I was in Marietta, it was only sung on the High Holy Days, and it was sung by this wonderful, wonderful soloist. When we went to Knoxville, they had a choir, and I decided very early on, probably the first Shabbat that I was there, we were going to do this every Friday night because it's a gorgeous song. Well, I don't have the voice to do this one alone. Although there is someone in Knoxville that does it alone, and she's wonderful, but I can't do that alone. So when I was deciding what I wanted to do music this week, and I actually asked Carly if she would do this song with me first. And she said, I will, only if I can start with Yehi L'Ratzon. Of course, I'm not going to say no to my daughter. So this next song, I'm sure you've all heard it before, and I'm hoping that we can do it more often than just every once in a while, because it really is a beautiful song, especially when you have someone quality singing the song. So come on up, Carly. Elohim Tzor, it's on page 62. Elohim Tzor lishuni me'era, sfatai midaber mirma. Velim kalalai nafshi tidom v'nafshi ka'afar lachol tihye Elohai. Elohai. Elohai nitzor lishoni me'era usfatai midaber mirma. Velim kalalai nafshi tidom v'nafshi ka'afar lachol tihye Elohai. Elohai. Elohai nitzor lishani me'era usfatai
nafshi tidom, v'nafshi
Kafar
kafar
lechol
lechol
tihiyeh
tihiyeh
Elohai,
Elohai.
Elohai. Patach, patach libi. Patach, patach libi. That's why she's a singer and I'm not. Patach libi, b'toratecha. Nitzor lishoni mera, usfatai midaber mirma. Velim kalalai nafshi tidom, v'nafshi ka'afar lechol tihiyeh Elohai, Elohai, Elohai. She's shy, but she's not. We take a few moments now for our own silent thoughts and prayers, silent meditation. We turn now in our prayer books to page 253. As we take a moment in our service to think of all of those in our community that are in need of healing, whether it be mind, body, or spirit. This Shabbat, our congregation considers the names of Michael Ahern, Peter Clark, Carol DeWitt, the Harari family, Yocheved Bracha Bat Devora, Isabel Hutchins, Elise Kaplan, Kathy Katz, Jean Kincaid, Leslie Lado, Allison Nathan, Abraham Ben Lieber Betzalel, Joel Newman, Helen Newman, Jenna Newman, Anat Prager, Hillary Katz Regan, Emily Rockland, Moish Rosenblum, Christine Ruckman, Jackie Sachs, Dr. Hossein Tehrani, Bonnie Tillman, Patrick Clifton, husband of Sarah Clifton, Kim Conrad, daughter of Rita Singer, Joel Coltrera, son of Kathy Katz, Beverly Gordon, remembered by Amy Schwartz, Hillel Roebuck, cousin of Dale Berman Garfinkel, Ann Sack, sister-in-law of Betsy Brody, Elizabeth Wadbrook, also friend of Betsy Brody. If there's another name that you would like to consider in our prayers this evening, please raise your hand and I will call on you. We consider all of them in our prayers for healing, page 253. Misheberach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. When a rabbi or cantor, or cantor, gives a sermon or a drash the night before a bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, there's usually a joke that is made that, don't worry, I'm not going to steal any of your thunder. That's not possible, because I've heard Danny's speech, and it's probably, don't laugh when I say this, because I have to get to the end of the statement. It is probably the longest bar mitzvah speech that I have ever experienced as a rabbi, but you wouldn't know it when you're hearing it, because it doesn't feel long. I just know 7 pages is long for a bar mitzvah student, but it doesn't feel like 7 pages. So when I was deciding what I wanted to speak about tonight, I had to be very careful to not say anything that he is not going to say tomorrow. I don't think it's possible for me to not say something he's going to say tomorrow. But not only is it excellent, he's very eloquent. He does not sound like a 14-year-old delivering a bar mitzvah devar Torah. So I will do my best to live up to your standard tomorrow. Please don't compare us tomorrow. That's why I'm letting him go tomorrow, and I'm going today first, so I can set the bar low for him. This week's Parshat HaShavua begins, Vayeshev Yaakov. Now Jacob was settled. Then the Parsha moves immediately to the line of Jacob, an abbreviated version of the same lineage explained earlier in Genesis 35, verses 22 through 26. The next line of the text, quote, at 17 years of age, Joseph tended the flocks with his brothers, turns our focus from Jacob to Joseph. Up until this point, our focus has been on Jacob and Esau and the reconciliation that happened in Parshat Vayishlach. Parshat Vayeshev seems to be a bridge between Jacob and his sons, with a very short prologue to the Joseph story. Joseph, Jacob's favorite son, now becomes the center of our attention for the remainder of the book of Bereshit, Genesis. Let us center for a moment on the first word of this parsha, Vayeshev. Yes, it's very funny. I translate it as to mean settled. However, at the root of this word is the word yashav, or to sit down. Rashi reads it to mean that after living a life of turmoil over the past 20 years or so, Jacob is looking to settle down and find some tranquility in his life. It is not that Jacob is seeking peace, but that he has an attitude in which he seeks to settle down in the Holy Land after his years of turmoil and exile. Jacob has returned to the land of his fathers, Israel, and chooses to yashav, sit down, and live out the remainder of his life in tranquility. Or so he thought. Louis Ginsberg in Legends of the Jews, Volume 1, page 327 writes, Jacob was not exempt from the lot that falls to the share of all the pious. Whenever they expect to enjoy life in tranquility, Satan hinders them. He appears before God and says, "Is it not enough that the future world is set apart for the pious? What right have they to enjoy this world besides? After the many hardships and conflicts that had beset the path of Jacob, he thought he would be at rest at last. And then came the loss of Joseph and inflicted the keenest suffering. Ginsburg tells us that it is not unusual for our pious ones, our forefathers, to have a life filled with sorrows or uncomfortableness, unhappiness, bad things. Even when Jacob thought his life was about to be full of peace, 10 of his sons sold his favorite son, Joseph, into slavery. And when the brothers returned to Jacob, they explained to him that Joseph had been killed by a wild beast. In one respect, Jacob's life is never empty of turmoil. He is reunited with Joseph later. It is then that he has contentment and peace. Oftentimes, I am asked why bad things happen to good people. I am sure many rabbis are asked this question, just as I am sure many rabbis have asked this question. In When Bad Things Happen to Good People, Rabbi Harold Kushner examines how one can be a committed, God-loving person and still question God. Quote, "This is not an abstract book about God and theology. This is a very personal book written by someone who believes in God and in the goodness of the world, someone who has spent most of his life trying to help other people believe and was compelled by a personal tragedy to rethink everything he had been taught about God and God's ways." End quote. I'm going to say this next line twice with emphasis. It is always okay to question God. It is always okay to question God. As a matter of fact, we are shown by Jacob when he wrestles with the angel and has his name changed to Israel that this is a part of our culture and our personality as Jews. On a side note, do you remember who the first Jew was? Abraham. Why was he the first Jew? Because he argued with God. God was going to choose to destroy the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, and Abraham said, "Whoa, hold that for a moment." It is in our DNA to question. What do we learn from this week's Torah portion? It is that sometimes events happen in our lives that leave us bewildered and with many, many questions. It is up to us, however, and those in our community to come together and get through these tough times together. Just as Jacob is reunited with Joseph later in our Torah, and his life finally seems tranquil, we are able, maybe not as quick as we would prefer, to find peace and tranquility in our own lives. Oftentimes, the tranquility was there all along. It just took some time for us to accept and understand it was there. Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to invite Danny and Ari and anybody else under the age of bar mitzvah to come up here and open up our ark doors. As we turn our prayer books to page 282 for the Aleinu. Please rise. Open the doors, guys.
Give me room.
Pull. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu ki goye haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, Shehu note shamayim veyoser haaretz, Umoshav yikaro bashamayim mima'al, Ushchina tuzo, Begav he meromim, Hu Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu Efesulato, Kakatu Betorato, Viadata Hayom Vehashevota Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hua Elohim, Bashamayim Mima'al, Ve'al haaretz, Mitachat Einod, page 287. Ve'ne'emar, Ve'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad. Please be seated. Danny, stay up here. Y'all can go. But you stay here. So, I was told that in the past, the rabbis have not given a gift to the bar mitzvah student. I've never heard of that in my life. So maybe I'm going to start a trend. Well, at least while I'm here, it'll be a trend. However, I'm going to give you my gift tonight, and you'll get gifts from the congregation and the sisterhood tomorrow at your bar mitzvah ceremony. So a number of years ago, I was thinking about what my rabbi gave me in my bar mitzvah in 1989, long time ago. I still have the book that my rabbi gave me in 1989. It's still all together, believe it or not. Pages aren't falling apart or anything. I don't know if I've ever actually opened that book. I probably have opened it once or twice to see what's in it, but I don't think I ever read it. It doesn't matter what that book is. But when I decided that I was going to be giving bar mitzvah students presents, I wanted to give them something that was Jewish because, hello, I'm a rabbi and this is your bar mitzvah ceremony. But I wanted to give you something that I think that you actually might read. So one of my very good friends who is a fantastic rabbi, his name is Rabbi Jeffrey Salkin. He was the senior rabbi at the temple in Atlanta a long time ago. He is a prolific writer. He writes lots of stuff. And he wrote this book. It's called A Torah Commentary for Teens, and it's called Text Messages. It's specifically for teens, so that when you open up something in the book and you want to read about something in the Torah, because you will at some point want to read, hopefully sooner rather than later, it'll be stuff that will actually make sense to you and it'll be appropriate for you. So don't read it now, but I did write something in the front for you. I already know that you're going to be great because we did everything already this week. So go home and get a good night's rest tonight and don't stress about it. Bless you. And you'll be awesome. Congratulations. Oh, and I thought the temple had certificates. I was incorrect. I ordered them today, so you will get a bar mitzvah certificate signed by myself and the president when it gets here. So probably in a week or so. Okay? We turn now in our prayer books to page 290. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love, what death has touched. This Shabbat, our congregation commemorates the death anniversaries, the yahrzeits of Michael Aptak, brother of Dana Olstein, Simon Lamus, Cookie Nusinov, wife of Michael Nusinov, Robert Tubale, father of Serena Handelman, Irving Gilman, Stanley Maliver, husband of Elka Maliver, Emmanuel Silverstein, father of Steve Silver, Evelyn Walt, wife of Bernard Walt, Mitchell Mark, Lillian Schwartz, remembered by Amy L. and Susan Schwartz, and Henry Marks. If there is a name that you'd like for us to add in our prayers of memory this Shabbat, please raise your hand. Please rise, turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal V'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'alma Divra Chirutei V'yamlich Malchutei B'chayechon V'yomechon U'v'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala U'vizman Kari V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam U'l'omei Almaya. Yitbarak V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh. V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shmei Kudesha Brechu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma V'yimru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru Amen. Osei shalom b'mirmav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru Amen. Zichronam livracha, may all their memories be for a blessing as we say together. Amen. Please be seated. I'd like to now invite our Vice President, Julie, for some announcements.
We all know what we're doing tomorrow, where we're going to be. Oh, like somebody really can't hear me, but okay. So tomorrow, 10 o'clock? 10:30. And it is being live streamed for those of you at home that aren't coming, or me that has to work. I'll be watching it. Sunday night, 6:30. Menorah lighting outside, latkes, and say it for me. He's teaching me that. I tried to learn it. Yes, jelly and donuts. Monday, December 19th, it is also at 6:30 for night number 2. And then Tuesday is December 20th. That is night number 3. Fast forward to Friday night. Contact me if you haven't, if you want to do Chinese dinner. 5:30. We're going to have a variety. What's the fun? We're going to have vegetarian, chicken, beef, fried rice, steamed vegetables, something for everybody. It's $18 a head. Then we'll have services, and then bring all your menorahs as well, and we'll do a community lighting. I'd like to thank Ted, who's up in the booth tonight with Mark. We greatly appreciate it. If you can help Mark, if you want to learn to live stream, it's very easy. Just contact us. If you have a Mishabera, contact Vanessa, not Rabbi. And tonight's Oneg sponsor is the Colons, of course. Vima Flowers, Robert and Carolyn in honor of Danny. Arnold and Mildred in honor of their son's birthday, Philip. He's what now, 25? And Amy in honor of her son, Jonathan. And that's all I got. The classes are listed on your announcements. If you have any issues, give Kay a call.
Did you say, Julie, that the dinner next Friday night is $18 a head?
Oh, I did not. Yes, Rabbi, I did. It's $18 a head,
I
36.
thought you
But
said
if you come as a
15,
couple,
so.
I'll give you a deal. It's 36 a couple.
And just so you know, if you don't know how to contact Julie, it's very simple. Now on our website, if you click on, nope, not fundraising. Nope. If you go to our website, jewishocala.com, and you click on the section that says, there's two parts of it. One is activities and one is sisterhood. If you click on the activities page, there's actually stuff on there now.
Thank you, Rabbi.
And there's a link to RSVP to Julie. You don't have to pay Julie until Friday, but she needs to know how much food to get. So don't show up with like 25 people that you didn't RSVP for, because there won't be food for them. Even if you pay for it, there won't be food for them.
It's really good. Did you like the Chinese food? Did you go there?
We didn't, because they don't deliver over here.
Oh, no, they don't. But it's really, really good Chinese food. Ask a board member. I used to get it all the time. Taipei Garden. They went to school. His kids went to school with Emily. So they're really, really good. Best eggs for young ever.
And in case you were curious, no, there will not be pork fried rice.
No, there's no trace. No crab rangoon either.
Although the crab rangoon is just cream cheese, but
No, they use crab juice. I checked. No, clam juice.
that's not better. Stop talking. I actually do have one thing that I have to ask. I was told by Joan Brand, who is sitting in the office today working security for us, that Julie told her that it was going to snow in Florida.
It showed on the 24th, we could have a mix.
On the what date?
24th.
Oh, I'll be on a cruise in the Caribbean, so I don't care. No, on the 24th, I won't be in Mexico. I'll be on a boat. You know what? It can snow as much as it wants when we're not here. We left that behind in Knoxville.
It does snow in Ocala, though. I think a lot of us have seen it.
I mean, does it stick on the ground? Okay. All right then. As you probably are aware, it is Hanukkah on Sunday night, so we are going to end this service with a wonderful song by Peter, Paul, and Mary, which a lot of people don't know. It's actually about Hanukkah. Light one candle. Duh. It's on page 367, and I'd like to invite, no? Carly doesn't know it, so she won't sing it with me, so I'll be doing it by myself. Please, all of you people that are older than me know this song, please sing it with me. Page 367. Light one candle for the Maccabee children. Give thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. Light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. And light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Last verse. What is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep alive in that flame? What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. See you guys in the social hall. Robert and anybody else who wants to in your family will lead us in Kiddush Shemotzi.